The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Is a portion of the Second Amendment ratified on December 15th, 1791. My name is Tom, your friend and host with Weapons Education, a fellow American patriot during trying times right now in the United States of America. We know that. I'm carrying here for a prop a beautiful 1911. This happens to go back to the late 80s. It's a 10mm Colt. Okay, so the Delta Elite. Let's talk about constitutional carry. In Florida, we are the 26th state to obtain that right. And obviously, if it's our constitutional right, why should we have to pay for it? We don't have to pay for the right for our First Amendment, freedom of speech, or any of the other amendments. We don't have to cut a check. So, I think it's spectacular with all the bad things happening in America right now that we have constitutional carry now. Like I said, Florida's the 26th state, putting us over the 50% margin. But I want to talk to you about some other things that we have to be cognitive of. Okay, as us patriots, we're on this channel, we're at a level up here. Our mind is always thinking. We know where the safety to our gun is. It's between our ears. We know that we've been trained. We know that we've been to the range. We know how to draw a weapon. We know how to disassemble it. Most of us, and if you don't, that's why you're here. Go back and look at all the other 5, 6, 7, 800 videos I've made, and there's a lot of great educational videos there. And just search anything you want and put weapons education in the search phrase, and you'll find a really good video to watch to bring you up to date. So now, I want to talk about, it's coming to Florida for the first time, okay, in a few weeks from the timing of this video. And let me just bring you back to this one quick story that happened just 2 weeks ago. We had a flash flood, which they call it the 1 in 100 year type of flash flood. All right, it was a lot of rain. We had like 2 feet of rain in 4 hours. It was crazy. I'm good here in this community and everything was fine, but down by the Port Everglades in Florida, Fort Lauderdale, the port, it's called Everglades, but it's actually Fort Lauderdale, the port where all the massive ships come in with fuel and cargo and everything else. Well, the fuel in particular couldn't come in because actually the Fort Lauderdale airport had a foot of water. Unheard of. Well, it took a week to get all that mess cleaned up. Now here's my point. We didn't have no clue that rainstorm was coming. It's not like a hurricane, you know it's coming. It just happened, flash flood. All right. All of a sudden, I'm driving to get gas, and I see a gas station closed. I see another gas station closed. I see another gas station closed. So I'm like, I'll just go to Costco, because they got their own kind of system for getting gas. And sure enough, Costco was open, but the line was over a mile long. So I'm like, I'm grateful because I'm calm, I'm level-headed, and I'm grateful. I'm getting to a point here now. Listen to me out. When it comes to constitutional carry, I'm getting to a point. All right, so I go through that whole long line. Make a long story short, it took an hour and a half. By the time I got to the pumps, and I had my windows down on purpose, and I'm listening to everyone yelling and screaming at each other. There was 3 accidents. Police are coming, getting calls for 3 fender benders, and people screaming and yelling, "You cut me off," this, that, and the other, vulgar language, just to get gas, unexpectedly have a line. So their tempers flared. And I was, by the time I got to the pump, I was as calm as when I started. I was just relaxed. I'm no big deal. By the time I got to the pump, I knew what it was. It was a shortage from the flood, blah, blah, blah. But I got to that pump, and I just stood quiet for a moment. I looked around, and everyone, about 20% of that massive crowd of about 1,000 people in line, 20%, that's a lot of people. 200 people are screaming and yelling at each other, losing their nerves, telling each other off. I'm thinking, these are the same people I shop next to. So here's the point. Okay, constitutional carry, we have to have it. It's all right. What you need to learn from this video is that there's going to be, hopefully not, but very good chance, a lot of people who obtain a pistol who are not like us. They've never shot a gun. And I have to say this because the truth always works. I'm never going to not tell the truth. They never shot a gun. They never even threw a dart at a dartboard. They never propelled anything. They never shot a spear gun. They never propelled anything. They never shot a bullet. But they can wonderfully conceal a gun for self-defense. But do they have the mindset, all of them? When I saw those people lose control so quickly, and what I've been through in one particular hurricane, Hurricane Wilma, where day 1, everyone was zombies. Day 2, everyone's being kind and nice to each other. They need help. Day 3, still trying to help each other out with stuff. Day 4, it was almost getting to the FU point. Day 5, it was that bad. And day 6, everyone was a free-for-all, and everyone was fighting and yelling and screaming. And there was deceased people in different homes in the community, and that because they couldn't get the EMT couldn't get there. It was just such a Cat 4 leveled the area out that I was in during that Hurricane Wilma. October 25th, I believe, 2005. So I know what people do when they get really stressed out and nervous. Now, all of a sudden we got constitutional carry, and I want you to know that there's 2 things you got to do. One, how do I say that? You better get legal insurance to make sure that if you get into a spit spat with some stupid person who's 21, who has 25, 30, I was watching adults, 42-year-olds at Costco screaming like maniacs because someone cut them off in the line on gas. People get whacked out quick, and then all of a sudden now they got a pistol, they got a Glock 19 on them. All right, you're not going to see them carrying a Colt Delta Elite, nice gun, because they're new gun owners, and this is a positive. We know that, but we have to also be aware there's new gun owners out there who ran out and got a gun because they could just throw it in there and carry it because they're not a felon, and they can just carry it. Doesn't mean they're trained in what to do in situation awareness situations. They don't know how to stay calm. Nothing bothers me, by the way. I always use the phrase like, if stress hits me, it's like water flowing off of a duck. It's gone. Nothing stresses me out, and that's what keeps me feeling good, healthy. Besides diet and exercise, really, which I've been doing a lot, and feeling great. But these people don't all do that, and they're carrying a gun now. So you need to have a CCW Safe, and I've spoke about CCW Safe for about, it seems like a decade now. Yeah, 8-10 years. They're the only ones in the nation you want. They cover you for, the link is below. This is a legal contract that you put the card in your wallet. If you're in a constitutional carry state, it's available. If you're in a non-constitutional carry state, then you have to have your permit to legally conceal a gun or open carry it, but legally. And there's some states, like New York I know is one of them, and those states won't even let you get coverage to legally protect yourself in a court of law. Ugh. I'm sorry for those of you who live in those states. You'll see it on the website below, CCW Safe. But you got to get the ultimate plan. I'm telling you, if you're in a constitutional state, especially because all of a sudden these new people carrying guns, they might flare up and point a gun at you. You got no choice but point a gun at them, and you're both going to jail. And you better have legal insurance, right? You gotta have it. Please, a lot of the people I've given these contracts to via these videos have utilized it, and they are not in jail. All right, look at the homepage. They got a great story on Mr. Maddox. I did a detailed video on him. He stayed out of jail. First, was in one of the Carolinas. First ever where a human being was up against first-degree murder, the capital murder, and he just walked out scot-free. See, the other one, the USCC, whatever that letters are, A, whatever it is, this is just like hiring a public attorney, whatever they give you for free. They just plea bargain and give you 30 years and say we did our best. No, you don't want that. CCW Safe gives you a whole team on the ground, 5, 10, 15 people, poof, on the ground to protect you. It takes more than one attorney. It takes a whole team. Okay, so going with a constitutional carry state specifically, and it took CCW a lot to get through the logistics to get that approved in those states. And the link is below for CCW Safe. And that's not what this video is only about. So that's that. Click the link below. Pay monthly. Pay monthly on the ultimate plan. Pay monthly on the ultimate plan. Whatever state you're in, monthly on the ultimate plan. Don't forget I said that. The next thing is, during these times when we see past tense history, cities burning down, cities falling apart, cities, going down the wrong directions, states going down the wrong directions. Washington, in fact, we know they did away with all firearms basically overnight. Horrific. Oregon, what's happening there is the whole state is there's too much to talk about. We know California, that whole Pacific coast is, the Northeast, we know the problems there. And you beautiful gun owners, my friends out there, I get to talk to you on the phone sometimes, and I get to interact with you on Weapons Education Safes, my wonderful safe and vault company. Well, I'll put that link below too. The highest quality vaults made in the nation, all handmade. I'm getting ready to do a new video on that. That's going to take over. It's going to go get millions of views. I promise you on that. Because I'm the only guy that sells the true deal. WeaponsEducationSafes.com. And then my holsters. Look at this bandolier. I mean, you've got a shotgun. So this is the highest quality leather. It's lined inside, outside. It holds 45 12-gauge shells. Spins around. I mean, I designed this thing. It's just gorgeous. It was used in one movie already. But the goal here is to make sure that your mind has a new mindset if you're in a constitutional state. Non-constitutional also, because there's so many whack jobs out there. You would like to think the people who got their gun permits, which is true, mathematically, those people don't commit all the crimes. It's the criminals. But with constitutional carry, there is a possibility that some young kids who think they know it all, when I say young, they're men, 21 and older, but they might think they know it all, and because they got a gun, they get all wigged out at a gas station or wherever, road rage situation. You're looking at a gun in your face, and you got to protect yourself. You need legal insurance, and you need to be really super. Looking at your surroundings now more than ever, with everything going on, not just those two subjects of all the legal problems of pulling the trigger, and also the problems of people who will possibly point and brandish guns because they don't really know anything about guns, but they have a right to defend themselves. They have a right to carry a gun. Just keep in mind, some of them might not be too smart. Okay, is that fair to say? I love it. No one needs to have the government tell us we need to pay for the right to carry a gun. It's hideous. I love it. But I'm just telling you because I hear a lot and I see a lot from constitutional carry states. I hear about problems. and people going to jail. So CCW Safe will keep you out of jail, and your brain of watching your surroundings will stop you from using your gun in the wrong instance. And sometimes if you get in that weird long line unexpectedly, just turn around and go home and forget it. I always say run away from any possible danger. But it's just good to see everybody. And the link is below for CCW Safe, the premier legal team that you pay monthly, covers your family and all that, the ultimate plan. And then use your brain to, what's your input on constitutional carry? We know it's great. We know we love it. But is it possible that there's some people who are going to do silly things when they get stressed out? Okay. I care about all of you. My name is Tom with Weapons Education. Check out my link to Weapons Education Safes, newly revamped, and we're really doing well, selling to jewelry stores, banks, and all this really high-end stuff, really high quality. Thank you, my friends, and I'll be here for you. Bye-bye.